Thank you very much for watching my film. If you liked it, please consider subscribing to the channel. I bring out a new bikepacking film every single month. Okay, so I got the train to Sheffield and then I cycled to Endcliffe Park, just here, to meet my dad. That's where we met up, and then we set off from there following this route. So we went out the Forge Dam bridle path, which is really steep in places, as is most of Sheffield and the Peak District, to be honest with you. We came out to Ringing Low, and literally from this point onwards you can see the Peak District. We followed various bridle paths past Stanage Edge all the way down to Hathersage, and that's where we had our fish and chip lunch, which was well needed. We cycled on the main road to Hope, then to Castleton. There is a cycle path right next to it, but it is a really busy road, and we went on bank holiday weekend, so it was certainly busier than usual. Not the nicest of roads to cycle on, but there is a cycle path. Okay, when we got to Castleton, I followed a route that I'd picked up from a cycling book that I'd never done before. It was completely off-road, and it was absolutely exhausting, incredibly challenging, one of the most challenging terrains I've ever cycled on. Both me and my dad were pushing 30kg plus bicycles up these horrible steep hills with really loose surfaces, and by the end of it we were absolutely exhausted. This is the book that I got the last bit of the course from. It's called Wild Cycling by Chris Sidwells. Let me read you an extract. Be careful on the last 2.5 kilometres of downhill. It's very steep and the surface is loose in 3 distinct places. Walking the steeper sections is the better part of valour. You're not joking, Chris, it was absolutely treacherous. If you've got a full suspension mountain bike and you're really confident of doing that sort of stuff and you're not carrying lots of gear like we were, then you may be able to do it, but for us it was just atrocious. No suspension, loads of weight, slippy surface. It just wasn't fun at all, especially after a long day of cycling. So we camped up a hill up here just to sort of get out of the way of the main town. Absolutely stunning scenery, but of course it was quite cold because we went in early May. Luckily we came prepared with lots of warm stuff and plenty of cooking equipment, so we didn't get cold. The next day we decided to go up Mam Tor. Now this first section here is really nice, a really nice place to cycle. It cuts off to a bridle path here, which I assumed, well, if it's a bridle path, it must be rideable, when of course that isn't always true. Bikes are allowed, but probably not the best place to ride your bike. Most of that we were hiking. It went from bad to worse. As we started walking up here, it was just steps. It was incredibly difficult again. I hadn't done enough research on this section, to be honest with you. So again, we were carting really heavy bikes up steps, up to this great ridge, just so we could reach the bridleway here. When we got to the top, we decided to change plan a little bit. Being so exhausted, instead of coming this way, we found another bridle path that went down to this point here. So we managed to cut some of the loop short and then follow the main road to Hope. When we got to this point here, we were supposed to go up a bridle path over the mountain to this side of the Peak District, over to the reservoir. Now again, at this point, both me and my dad were absolutely shattered, and I think we both made a conscious decision that instead of going over that way, what we would look to do is to cut this bit out, carry on the Hope Valley, back to Hathersage as planned, have a stop, and then catch the train back into Sheffield. If you want to give this route a try, I've put the links in the description, but be warned, it is incredibly challenging, so make sure you're prepared. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.